So I think we have Senator or Chairman Stone may be the only one right now that is here. Is that right? I guess so. So, Chairman, Senate Bill 339, we'd love to hear from you, please. And also, who will be carrying this on the House side? Okay. All right. Does the committee have any questions concerning the bill? If there are none, does anyone wish to speak on the bill? And there is none. All right. We have a motion and we have a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Like sign in opposition. It's passed. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And we only have one more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry? Okay. All right. We need to see if we can call his office and see if we get in touch with him. You are from his office, and he. Okay. Sure. And I will take the. Go ahead and we're going to go ahead and maybe just cut to the chase, and if you'd like to speak to that, of course we can't do anything until the senator gets here, but if you would like to go ahead and speak to Senate Bill 235. Yes, sir. Just, oh, I'm sorry. There we go. That's it. If you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Members of the committee, Senate Bill 235 is a bill that is on behalf of the firefighters of the state of Georgia, in particular the part-time firefighters. The first thing that this bill does is it eliminates the definition of a full-time firefighter, or the specificity of a full-time firefighter, wherein in the pension code we were specifying that a full-time firefighter was a 40-hour a week firefighter. And what we had is at one time fire service defined firefighters, and they had a definition where they defined a part-time firefighter. And to keep up with that in the pension system, we defined all of the protocol for the requirements for a part-time firefighter to earn pension credit, but we failed to actually put a part-time definition in there. But we did welcome part-time firefighters in erroneously, and then we realized that mistake. So on the one hand, we need to clear that up. So that's part of this bill fixes that, but the definition of a firefighter and the hours that a firefighter works doesn't belong in the pension system. We shouldn't be specifying what a full-time person is, what a part-time person is. We have firefighters the firefighters that are not going into the hot zone, officers, training officers, people of that nature who are defined as firefighters, inspectors, arson investigators. Some of those folks work 35-hour weeks, but they're still classified as full-time. So they still qualify for the pension fund. And also, then we still have some part-timers out there that work enough to qualify for the pension fund. So our concept here is to eliminate the 40-hour measure and simply classify folks as compensated or volunteer. If you're compensated, then, in order to earn pension credit, this bill says that you must work a minimum of 1,040 hours to then earn pension credit. Then for those folks, as we've been trying to fix this problem, those who have been denied pension credit over the last 4 years or so, they have the ability to buy that credit back. We've measured that. We do have an actuarial letter, the package that I had passed out. The actuary made an estimate and said that, well, if 100 people tried to buy that time back, it would cost a couple $100,000. Where he got that in making his estimate, there's another letter in there from Standards and Training that says that we have, out of the 13,000 firefighters, 1,293 are part-time. Well, in reality, about 400 or a little over 400 are purely part-time. We have a lot of firefighters who are full-time in one place and work part-time somewhere else. But you only have about 400 that are just part-time. To qualify for the pension fund, you have to be certified if you're part-time. So of those, we only have about 150 that are certified and working part-time. Now, to find out who really works and is, those are the people that are eligible for the pension fund. They work part-time and they're certified. To find out who would really earn credit, we called the departments and checked them. These are the notes. We found that there were 18 who worked part-time over 1,040 hours. So instead of having 100 who would be buying back into the fund, you've got 13. The other material in your package is the color chart, which shows how people, the experience we have with full-time, part-time, and volunteer. Currently we have 14 on the fund, which is consistent with the 18 or so that are part-time and actually earning credit. Now they're grandfathered through the process where we didn't deny them because they were in, we kept them in. They didn't try to join or transfer or whatever. So the numbers are consistent. It's not a $200,000 problem for us. It's pretty minuscule. But the part-time category, as you can see in this chart, folks come in part-time, they go to full-time, they come in part-time, or they wind up volunteering, or they start out volunteering, they go through the part-time category, then they go full-time. It's a useful category for the fire departments to manage their forces. And so with that, I think I would like to ask your support in helping us fix the problem, support the fire service, and do something that to us will be a benefit for these folks who do a wonderful service to their community. Pardon? I've got one more thing. One more. Well, like, things like that.
Oh, yes, sir.
Number one, this is no cost to the taxpayer. We're funded by a tax from insurance companies, and so it doesn't really hit the Georgia taxpayers. Second thing we're concerned about is if departments around the state start to wind down their hourly people in order to save money, and they start cutting hours, the anecdotal stuff about dropping past 30 hours, a lot of people will fall out of the 40-hour category, and we will need to go in on a basis like this to save that benefit for them. Thank you very much. Thank you for your consideration.
Now the author of the bill.
I don't know if I can do much better. Actually, I wanted to thank
I
this
wanted
man
you to
before he
repeat
disappeared.
everything he just said.
Okay, ready?
No. I'm
Mr.
just
Chairman,
kidding.
members of the committee, this gentleman has managed this pension fund extraordinarily well,
I
and
agree.
he's actually decided to retire in a couple of months from now and done a great service for our firefighters statewide. So I just want to publicly thank Mr. Menard for all his work.
Wow.
He did say everything that was important, I believe, but let me just reiterate a couple important points. While this affects a small group of people right now, 18 people, it means everything in the world to those 18 people. But also moving forward, we have firefighters who all they know in their life is firefighting. It's a part of their fabric. And a lot of them will retire and then have an opportunity to work part-time. They cannot take that part-time job right now with risk of not being able to be in the pension fund anymore. It's no tax dollars. It's a great thing for us to do, and I think this is a great year to tell our public safety professionals that we care, and we do a great job at that. Typically, it's another good sign for us to send. And I am a firefighter as well, one of the few active, I think, left in the General Assembly, if the only one, and this will mean a lot to my brothers and sisters in the fire service.
Fantastic. All right, does the committee have any questions? All right. Howard?
Thank you, Senator. I do have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for bringing the bill, and I know Jim and I have discussed this situation, I think, at times in the past. You mentioned somebody that's already retired. They retired, they're drawing their pension, but they want to work part-time. They can't do that. But now, are they going to go back into the fund? Are they going to suspend the retirement when they're working part-time? Are they going to draw and then add back into the fund and then retire again, or how's that going to work?
No, they can stop and they can just start continuing to contribute to the fund. And
Okay,
continue
they
to
stop
go.
the retirement.
Correct.
They stop the retirement fund.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
I just-
they can't get both, but they can continue to work. As it stands now, they don't really have a choice to be back in the fire service.
Okay. You mentioned one time about we were doing away with the 40-hour limitation on part-timers, but on line 58, that we got part-time employment defined as working a permanent job position for less than 40 hours a week, but for less than 40 hours a week, but at least 10,040 hours a year. I thought that's what we were doing away with, was the 40 hours. I thought I'd heard that mentioned in
Well,
there.
less than, but more than 10,040 hours. Basically, it's 20 hours a week, right? So it's
Okay.
saying that you're part-time because you're working some threshold, but anything over 40 is full-time. So that's the kind of the 20 to 40-hour range.
And then the other question I've got is on line 89. We're going to give them till these guys that have been, I guess, volunteers, part-time firefighters. We're asking for them to make an application for membership and pay what is going to be required. I guess is that full actuarial cost for them to buy in, or just the? And two questions: what are they paying? And then September the 30th, 2014. Is that enough time for them to get it in? Because I think we usually give them about December of the end of the year to buy in. Okay. All right. And they're just paying what? What are they paying? Just the normal dues rate. All right. And I'd like to say one other word is the money that comes into this fund. A lot of it, I know it is the premium tax from insurance companies, but that does affect all the citizens of the state. I guarantee you that's added into your insurance rates.
Right. Thank you.
Any other questions? And who will be carrying this on the House side?
We're gonna
Tom
have
Weldon?
Yeah, Representative
Good.
Weldon.
All right. If there's no other questions, do I have a motion? Have a motion to pass. Do I have a second? We have a second? All in favor, let me know by saying aye. In opposition, likes motion.
Thank you
Carried.
so much,
Thank-
Mr. Chairman,
thank you,
members of the
Senator.
committee. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, Tom Weldon. All right, do we have any other business to be heard before this this committee? As of right now, that is the only bills that we have received over from the Senate. And but if there's something else that might happen to slip in on us, we will be in touch with the committee. You'll give me one? Comment. I think I'm going to leave that with you. All right. If nothing else, we stand adjourned. Thank you so much for coming.